Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Space Engineers, where today I have found out the fix for the problem with. Hello? For the problem with the audio. Hi. I saw a dog up here earlier. Yep. Hi there. Alright. Now that that's done, I am going to take off, and we are going to take care of the installation of the stuff in the new base. So, let's switch everything on. Oh, oops. Switch everything on. Detach the head. And we are on our way. So I made the last of the steel tubes after last episode. I waited until daytime so I can go ahead and get a little bit of solar power on this thing before we left. So, we're fully recharged and ready to go. And I should probably go ahead and try to make a recharge node over at this base too. And what else? We're going to finish up getting everything set up over here. And I'm going to need a battery so I can start this whole process. Because once I get this process going, it's basically a chemical reaction that just keeps going. So, once I get that set up, it'll basically be a permanent power source until I dismantle it. So that's going to be nice. Alright. But, since we're going to be using hydrogen power, it will need a bunch of ice, which we already have, and a hydrogen tank, which we also already have ready. And, hydrogen combustion engine, which we've already built. So this place is basically ready to start up. We just need to finish up, what was the last piece? I think it was the hydrogen tank was the only piece that was left. And then we should be good to go. Alright. Looks like we're coming up on the base here. I'm going to start slowing down. Turn on the cam so I can see where we're heading. So this is forward. Looks like we're slowing down a bit too much, so I'm going to speed us up a little bit. And we should be good to go and just slide right there. Alright. Looks like we can start a descent. Alright. And alright. Land's coming in a little bit closer than I thought, so I'm going to go ahead and move us forward a little bit more. This is kind of a toughie to actually land. I feel like I should make a new ship that's easier to land once we get everything working here. But slowing down is probably the biggest problem with this ship. Alright. And from here we should be able to navigate normally. So, coming in. Alright. Let's start heading this way a bit. We still got 100 meters off the ground. And start heading down. Alright. And we've got the base in sight. It's nice and easy once you've been landing this thing for nearly 20 minutes. Alright. And now we land. Kerchunk? Come on. Kerchunk. There you go. Alright. Turn that off. We're good. And yeah, we should be able to finish off this base right now. Alright. Now I just need to make a battery for this thing to start with. which I could probably put here, in all honesty. So, we already have battery here. No, we don't. No, yes, we do. All right. Battery. I need steel plates, power cells. So, I need snag some of the steel plates from here. Because I know we snagged a bunch still in here. Alright. I don't think we have enough power components just yet. But this should already mostly work. Need power cells, construction comps, and steel plates. I think we have all that here. If not, there was still a few power cells left in the wreckage. Alright, steel plates, power cells, motors. What else do we still have in here? Got some power cells, and then we got the stuff in the cockpit. Just a bunch of power cells. Alright. We might have enough to maybe get this thing started? I don't think so. No, we're still short by a few. And a few construction comps, too. But at least we're getting somewhere. Alright. So let's get this all deposited in. Then I'm going ahead. Missing, how much is that? 45 power cells. I can check back at the crash site. I don't know if there was any left at the crash site, so let's head back that way and see if there was any left. If not, then I might be able to salvage some bits while we're over there. Okay. A little bit high off the ground there. Went a little bit too trigger happy with the speed upwards. But we basically have the power system ready. We just need that kind of starting catalyst to the battery. I'm kind of hoping that the scout wreckage is still there and it didn't go sliding down the pit. What's that green marker over there? Pirate real. Oh wait, why is it green? Hey, is it because am I friends with the pirates now? Is it because I was killing all those damn wolves? I don't know. But let's come on over the horizon here and start to slow down now that we're almost there, I think. Alright, where is the wreckage marker? There. Alright. Looks like we're just about there. Need to make sure that we don't come crashing into a mountainside. Alright. It's still there, which is good. Alright. Maybe it's because it hasn't been rendered in, but who knows. We can start descending now. And it should, in theory, be fine. Yes, this is the camera, not the other one, so this one's movement is linked with the ship. Alright. Yeah, it's still there. Maybe it finally is getting some charge for those poor batteries. Alright, let's land right about here. Alright. There we go. Alright. Parked up. Let's check on this guy. It's got 10 minutes of power left. What about if I do this? Alright, it's back in the green. Alright. Well, it's able to charge again. We do have enough power cells in here to actually do the power. which I am actually quite surprised at. I didn't think I'd have enough. But you know what? If we stuff all of these into the ship somewhere, we should be able to carry them. Oh, unknown signal. Alright, cool. Stuff these into the side pockets here. Come on. Alright. And then maybe I can make one of the rotors as well while we're over there. Alright. That is all of that. I almost have enough for all this too. But then we can completely clear out the cargo. Then our next trip is going to be starting to decraft this thing. Pick up the parts. Alright. That looks like it's our ship full. So, yeah. I guess this thing's finally just about over with. Then we can finally get back to making some progression. Alright. Let's get going back to the new base. And then, once we get back here, we can go ahead and bid that thing farewell. Alright. If I can make a rotor over there, that'd be real nice. Because then I can actually go ahead and recharge. Instead of needing to fly back to the house to recharge. Because, well, flying back to the house is nice, and I am going to need to go and pick it up here soon. It might be better to go on ahead and start constructing all the stuff here at the new base first. Maybe I can make like a garage for this thing, since it has helped me out so much. Well, it may be hard to go on ahead and, you know, maneuver. It is still a good ship. Alright, so let's see. Forward. We're almost there. Alright. I just realized, how the hell did I position the camera right here? Alright. This is a very lovely terrain. I will give it that. Alright. Oh. Whoops. Alright. Just a little bit more forward. Come on. Alright, so there's the base. Let's go ahead. Slower roll. Oh no. Thunderstorm's definitely gonna want me to be grounded here for a second. Since I am way definitely the highest thing in the area. Alright, come on. We need to get grounded. We need to get grounded now. Alright. Come on. We're almost there. Got about 100 meters left to go. And we're almost safe. Safer than we were flying. Alright. And there we go. We should be good now. Ta-da! I didn't break anything, right? You're still good. You're still good. You're still good, and you're still good. Alright, cool. So, we can go ahead and dump all this stuff into there. Just need a few more. And then we can start moving back and forth. Alright. Come on. Alright, we've got 50 out of the 80. That's good, that's good, that's good. Going ahead and start grabbing all the little pieces around. Alright, that's the tubes. I don't need those right now. Power cells, power cells. There was a huge chunk of them up here in the cockpit. Alright. Let's dump those in there? I think I did. That's 70 out of 80. Just need 10 more. I think we've got that. I'm going to turn that off. Yes, we do. Alright. And so, we have the starts of a base now. This should now power on everything. Right? Hello? Oh. Static drill on. Hydrogen tank on. O2 generator on. Alright. This is working. Fully recharged in 44 minutes. Alright. So now we just leave this be, and this will generate power. I will say it does get a little bit loud. So maybe we'll make our base over there somewhere, just far enough that we don't got to hear this thing. But this generates ice, crunches it in the O2H2, and yeah, should be filling up the engine. Right? Hello? Hydrogen tank should be... No? Okay, is it not filling up? Is it just barely keeping its head above the water? That'd be sad if so. Well, I mean, it's kind of charging, right? I mean, it's going. Eventually it'll be in the green, but right now it's kind of in the red. And kind of loud. Holy. How much of the, okay, 25 steel plates per. How many do I have? 1. Wonderful. Alright, let's go back and get some more. Actually, can I build the rotor real quick? Rotor. I can't. Okay. Well, let's get out of here before this pisses everyone off. I'm going to get enough steel plates to build an army. Alright. And this is the right way, right? Yeah. Alright. But we should be able to dismantle the scout now, too. Now that we have everything we're going to need from it. I might attach a bigger storage device to this thing and see if it flies. Just to hopefully bring a little bit more with me each time. But I think it's now the middle of the day, almost. I think so. I need to check where the sun's at while I'm going through. But I should probably change the solar flower to midday mode and then see if I can get a little bit more charge in before I head out. I mean, I have fine charge. It should be just fine for getting back home and to the new base. I just need enough metal plating to build away from the thunking power generator. I should probably go ahead and kind of expand it too, because I know that I need a lot of ice, and getting a second drill might be a good plan. Alright, but the respawn pod should be over there, right? That one's the respawn pod? Yes, alright. So we're coming in. And I should be able to land it back at base like I normally do. And then maybe try to collect some gear while I'm here. Alright. I'm gonna try something. Hopefully I don't hit the base with this, but... Alright. That slowed me down pretty fast. Alright. I also realized I am picking up speed downwards now, so... I'm going to try to level out. Alright, cool. Now we're good. Let's get down to level here. And see where we're at. Not too far. Alright. I should have probably folded up the solar flower before I left. It does make it a little bit harder to land. Alright. So. Let's... Come on. Just need to get the little nubbin above the spot here. Alright. No. Alright. Here we go. Alright. That should be close enough for... Ow. For the base to see it, right? Attach? Yes. Alright, cool. Power down. Set this to midday mode. Actually, to this mode. Decide that one get a little bit more power. Alright. So next step is probably deconstructing the old Scout. I'll dump all this extra junk into here. So we've got a few steel plates there. Small cargo container, that's the ship. So if we unload everything in the ship right now and toss it all into here. What else am I missing? I need really just a bunch of steel plates. Why are these motors not stacked? Alright. Let's... the cockpit and container 12 still have stuff in them. So let's go ahead and pull those out. That's right, I went and grabbed the cobalt. Got the tube there. Alright, so let's toss those all... Ow. Why is it that my first fall from there didn't do anything? I just realized I left the light on, so I'm going to turn that off. Alright. Toss. So now how am I going to build... I need to build a medium cargo container. These small ones just don't carry enough. So, cargo container. I need medium cargo. Hello? Oh, I didn't select it. Alright. So plopping one of these bad boys on the top. Oh, I need more, whatchamacallit. I need more interior plates. I think we've got a few of those. Right? Interior plates. There we go. Alright. So if I toss this on top, will this still be able to fly with full weight? Need comps, computers, displays, and motors. Ow. Okay, I need to stop falling. Motors, computers... Construction comps. Come on. Where's the construction comps? I don't have any. Great. Actually, no, apparently I do. Alright. I don't know where the heck I stored those, but hey. And then display. Do we have any displays? Oh. That's why they were over there in the other small cargo container. Where is the other small cargo container? But looks like I'm fresh out of displays. So I'll make one and then assembler, toggle that on. Alright. I can grab that, and then toggle the assembler off, so it doesn't use up too much power. Alright. So now, that's everything for this storage container. So now, I need to see if this thing can fly under full weight. So I'm just going to take a bunch of random crap from here, just to try to fill up the weight capacity. What did I need of that? I need steel plates. Alright. Take this absolute butt ton of steel plates, toss it in there. Got about 3 liters of storage. Alright. Take all these. Alright, inventory full. I need to go and recharge my my stuff again. But since it's middle mass, it should be okay. Thought I heard wolves. Alright. Thank you. Flying over here. But since it's middle mass, it shouldn't affect whatchamacallit, the tilting too much, right? So let's just finish stuffing this with what... Alright. So that's all of it. Why am I moving? Alright. Okay, it's just barely off middle mass, but... Let's see if this can still fly with all this. Alright. Power on. Detach. Okay. We still have liftoff. So, I mean... doesn't seem bad to me. Let's just turn that off. Alright. So, I'm going to unload what we're not going to need right now. And I'm just going to take this with me down here. And then we can probably dismantle all of the stuff from the scouter ship. Once I get all of this brought over to the main base. Or the new main base, as I should say. But I do want to see if this will fly under full load. But that'll be for later. How much power do we got? I think we're all good. Unfortunately, it'll probably be nighttime by the time I get back here, so... Yeah. Alright. Let's set this thing up for takeoff. Detach. And let's fly. So we're going to be heading to the new base first to set up at least where we're going to be setting up. Yeah, it doesn't like moving fast anymore, but you know what? Fast isn't what I made this thing for. I made this thing for stability. And it has that in spades. Alright. So, need to get over the hill again, and then I'll build what needs to be built so I can not hear the damn drill every time I land at the base. Alright, so we should have... oh, wow, okay, this thing uses a lot more power now. Only having 30 minutes of flight, just about. Okay, well, that sucks, but at least I'm not going to be flying for that long just yet. There's always room to make changes once we get everything settled. So, got 38 minutes of flight time, and just need to be careful. We do weigh a significant amount more, though. Alright, so let's come in for landing, because I think we're almost there. Alright. At least the weather isn't turning sour on us just yet. And coming closer to the Earth, we should be able to start heading over. Alright. Alright, yeah, that power usage maxes out when we need to stop quickly. Alright. Good to know. Probably because of the excessive amount of steel plates we have in the back. Alright. Yeah, this thing really tanks when I need to stop. Alright, yep. Jeez. Alright. Where is the base? Maybe we just passed it. Alright. Hello? Okay. Start heading this way a little bit and start descending. Things a little bit more unwieldy now, but hey, it works. We have all the stuff that we're going to need for now. Alright. I don't know why it's tilting all of a sudden, but hey. Alright. And land. Whew. Alright. So now I can yoink the parts that I'm going to need out of here and just start building the cubes. Alright. Let's get a little closer so I can go ahead and build. Alright. Yep. I don't get why it's so loud. Alright. Let's... Alright, about this far is where I need to be so I don't hear it anymore. Nope. I still hear it on this block. So this is how far I need to be to not hear it. Gotcha. Alright. Now, let's fill all these in with the plates. Oh, this thing is so loud. Okay. We're out of plates now. Luckily, I brought so many. Then I should be able to pick up most, if not all, of what's left of the scouting ship. Let me in here. Alright. And then from the scouting ship, I could probably just drop it all off here. So let's build. Get all this built up. Sorry about the drill. Alright. Wish there was a way to silence it. Those mod options or something. Alright. Is there mod options? There should be. But either way. Let's go ahead and get all this done. Alright. Now that we're basically starting up this base from scratch, we have unlimited power now. Well, basically unlimited power. Alright. This will be the far side of the base. And then we're just going to build that way. Okay. So, how many plates do I still have on me? I have 150. We can make a small room here. You know what? I can make kind of like a maintenance room. This can be where I take a pit stop before heading out that way to check on the drill if something goes wrong. I probably will need to build a second drill, but that will come at a later date. And I'll probably build them both next to each other over there and just rebuild that power structure area. Alright. Oh. Okay, well, I'm out of stuff, so. Huh. Did not think that through. Alright, well. Now that I'm lighter and so is the ship, we can probably go and deal with the scouts. Is this thing able to fly without everything in it? It's able to fly like normal. Alright. So because of that, I am going to head back to base for now. And probably between episodes, I'm going to go in and deal with scrapping the crash site. And next episode, we can go in and build up the base a little more. I'm probably going to build maybe a storage thing at the new base, just so I can go ahead and, drop down all the items. But other than that, I'll go in and build up when the next recording happens. So let's fly back to base and set this thing on to charge for the last little bit of the time before daylight turns to nighttime. And then it's time to go on another scrapping mission. But at least we managed to get the new base started. It's got the power structure ready. It's got all the stuff we're going to need to make a functioning base. And yeah, I'm just happy we got that going. So, heading back home. And probably going to clear out some of these markers because I'm starting to lose track of what's where, and that's a bad thing. So once we get back to home base, we should be good. So that's Iron Cluster. That one's respawn pod. Alright, moving down a little fast there. Alright. And then, once we get closer, I can do the upturn maneuver and slow down. Alright. Starting to slow. And go. Alright. Nearly perfect. Alrighty. So, let's bring this thing in for a landing. Almost looks like a pig flying in. Alright, so now we've got that extra nubbin on top, I gotta be careful. Alright. And that should be good. Right? Ah, jeez. Alright, that looks to be good. Attach, and safe. Alright, so now I'm going to set this thing into power recharge mode. Let the solar flower do its thing, and yeah. I'm going to hop into here. Hope to see you all in the next one. Good. Bye, everybody.